Hello, Sun City residents. This is Rusty Bradshaw, and I'm here to give you some highlights from the Recreation Centers of Sun City Exchange meeting that happened just this morning. Started at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to go through their list of topics and just give you a brief comment on that, and probably go into some detail on a couple of them. And then there are some items that came up during the open forum part of it, and we'll go from there. So, first on the list was a request to put a gazebo at Duffyland Dog Park. And what has to happen with that is the club, the Duffyland Dog Park Club, needs to complete a request form for that to happen. And that is in the works, as we were told. There was continuing questions about the library lease. That is complete. Both parties have agreed and signed the lease. The county signed the lease on December 11th, so that is a done deal. There were calls to have a master plan completed for the Recreation Centers of Sun City, and that is in the works. The Long Range Planning Committee is working on that as we speak. Pickleball courts at Mountain View need to be resurfaced and maintained, and that is scheduled for the spring of 2025. So that is complete, as it's now on the schedule. The suggestion that the Performing Arts Center should be at Bell was addressed. The new board will handle that. There were some additional comments. There is some concern about water retention under the parking lot in the area where that is suggested being put at Bell, which is the southeast corner of the parking lot where the farmers market currently is operating. They need to find out how that will fit into the budget for the project with the addition of water retention. And people asked for a disclaimer on the items list for short-term and long-term items. That is not complete yet for some of the newer items, but I noticed on the document that they listed short-term and long-term on a couple of items from previous meetings. People would like to see a summary of the budget at the exchange meetings, and the board said the budget is posted monthly on the website, although there has been lately some difficulty in accessing that because of changes they're trying to do to the website, the current website, while they're waiting for the new website to be uploaded probably in March, as they say. People want to see the Sun Bowl concert series extended. The 2025 schedule is already set, and the 2026 schedule is under review. There was also a comment about possibly extending that Sun Bowl concert series into the fall to maybe accommodate that. And a lot's going to depend on weather. People would like to see utilization numbers of what percentage is being used for dedicated space, and that is going to be handled by the new board as they get into their work. The Long Range Planning Committee is also working on that as well. People also wanted to see the bylaws changed so that snowbirds could run for the board, and that is under review. One issue could be the requirement that board members have an Arizona liquor license, but there is a requirement that people must be a full-time resident of Arizona to get that license. So that is being looked into. People also suggested bringing back the ethics committee and creating a fact-finding committee, and they don't believe there's ever been an ethics committee. Another resident during the forum suggested changing the name of the elections committee to the elections and ethics committee. So we'll see where that goes. There were also some reports, the Mountain View project updates. Would like to see more updates. People would like to see more updates on the Mountain View project. All right. As far as Mountain View is concerned, the architect is continuing to take resident input at specific meetings and activities, and it's been said that those will be announced through the email blast and other options when those meetings are scheduled. There's going to be a wrap-up meeting on December 27th, and I believe the time is at 1 p.m., but that I'll need to check on. But the wrap-up meeting is definitely the January 27th, and I believe the site will be at Mountain View, and that's where they'll take the final input from residents. Now on to some of the other things. The board went over an agreement that was completed between RCSC, the Sun City Foundation, and the Posse, in which the Posse branch office at the Grand Center will be closed, and the foundation will take over that office. The Posse will continue to have a space in the lobby of the Grand Center for their brochures, where you can drop off vacation watches and other such items that can be done without having Posse personnel there. Tina Anderson, the new Posse commander, stated at last week's Posse meeting that closing the branch office will allow them to use volunteers who were at the Posse office to increase hours at the main Posse headquarters on Sunland Drive. They are now looking at being open until 3 p.m. instead of closing down at noon. Residents brought up some concerns about golf, the increase in fees, and the renovation at Quail Run, plus the varying conditions on the different courses. The board addressed those concerns by saying that the latter, the various conditions at different courses, was mostly due to weather conditions when they overseeded the courses. The courses that are in the better shape were in the second round of overseeding, while those in the first round are the ones that are not in the best of shape, simply because the weather conditions had the grass, the existing grass, overtook the overseeding, and that's why the second round was better, because the weather was different. The increases in fees, both for residents and outside golfing, was necessary because those fees had not been, or the resident passes had not been, and the surcharge had not been increased in the last 7 years. Some areas of Quail Run, there have been irrigation failures, and that's why they need to redo it. The renovation is also due to deferred maintenance And during this renovation, they will change to a better turf, which will make it play better, such as was done at another course. The work at Quail Run is also part of the mandated requirements to satisfy Arizona Department of Water Resources to reduce water use. It was also announced that the recall attempt, the residents who put in a petition to recall board members, that petition is going to be withdrawn because of the willingness of to reevaluate where the PAC would be. And because there are new board members. It was also stated by the residents who brought this petition that the recall process is flawed and needs to be changed. I also wanted to address something that board member Tom Foster said in explaining the difference between the operating budget for RCSC and the capital expenditures. He made a statement that the operating budget is something that residents put into. He implied that the capital expenditures come from budgets that don't come from residents. And I have a little difference with him on that. Being new homeowners in Sun City, we did contribute to those capital budgets, the preservation and improvement fee and the new SIF. So in essence, we are contributing to the capital expenditure budgets. It's just a one-time thing instead of a yearly fee which goes to the operating budget. So when people are talking about who's putting in money for the capital, they need to make it clear that that is coming from residents. It's just a one-time fee when the home is purchased, not an annual fee. So we're all contributing to not only the operating budget, but we're also contributing to the capital budgets. It's just a difference of how it's done. So when we're talking about RCSC income, it's all coming from residents. It's just that the operating budget is funded by those yearly assessment fees, while the capital budgets are funded through the one-time purchase fee. It's all coming from residents. I just wanted to make that distinction so that everybody is aware and doesn't misconstrue the fact that those capital budgets are coming from money that nobody knows where it's coming from. It's coming from us. So there you have it, the exchange meeting. Thank you for watching.